The CDF, General Ogola, the COG Chair, Madam Anne Waiguru.
That makes me say it is possible. The first reason that was given is that we need to enable the private sector to grow. That is how our Kenya Bureau of Standards and the Ministry of Health, they have started the therefore convinced that not only is it possible, but the impact is really positive to
down. And a round of applause as she does. She's worked very hard hosting this. She makes her way down. And last but not least, our keynote speaker for today. And as we do, if we could kindly be upstanding for to do something around how we are managing the staff establishments that we have today. So, thank you, Your Excellency. Allow me to stand on the protocols.
Runners up. And the winner is your A. May I kindly request that we take our seats briefly. Stability conference, or rather the wage bill.
I want to commit that the government of Kenya will continuously make it possible for SRC to attend to their mandate and to guide the country and to guide entities on matters, salaries, and wages, so that continuously we can live within our means. The succinct theme of this conference says it all. There is work to be done in ensuring that the public wage bill meets the constitutional threshold. In recognition of this challenge, both levels of government resolved to work in partnership under the aegis of the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee in conjunction with SRC and the Council of Governors to set up this conference. As a national government, we have taken the lead with a commitment to reduce our wage bill to 35% of revenue by 2027. I know we've all agreed here on 2028, but I want to encourage us to review that date because it's doable to 2027.
My ministry commits on behalf of national government to do 4 things. 1, I will be shortly moving to cabinet to seek cabinet approval that all staff establishment as approved, subject to cabinet approval, will remain suspended until review of the same is done, so that we can ask ourselves whether those establishments make sense or not. Secondly, my ministry is going to spearhead a government-wide program of looking at our processes, reviewing our processes, asking ourselves which processes are not making sense, asking ourselves which processes can be done using digitization, so that as we review our establishment, that we are able to have a public service that is fit for purpose. That, Your Excellency, as has been mentioned in the commitment, is to ensure that by December 2024, we migrate everybody from the president to the smallest person to the driver within public service to a system of performance management, and that one we will implement.
The Chief Justice is here. We must also ask ourselves, when courts make decisions, particularly the labor court, when you give awards, what is the scientific process that you have used to arrive at that wage that you're actually awarding? And what does it mean for the broader economy?
The next generation is watching our footsteps. We then can agree here and resolve not to bequeath to them an unsustainable wage bill, but rather a wage bill that is affordable and fiscally sustainable. A wage bill that will not crowd out resources for development and service delivery, and which then propels this country to the next level of economic empowerment of its people. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my welcome remarks, the journey towards 35% public wage bill to revenue ratio is possible by 2028. It is within sight. We need not, therefore, defer to the next generation what this generation must do, and we must do by 2028. It is only right that we fold our sleeves and make it happen for this generation. With your leadership, Your Excellency, we are all aligned, and through collaboration and a whole-of-government approach, we shall succeed.
As we discuss the issue of the bloated wage bill, we must also address ourselves to what is the real wage? What is the living wage? Because if inflation continues to bite us because we are not taking quick decisions, then we shall not just be talking of a bloated wage bill in the context of numbers of people employed, but we shall be talking of a wage bill because people are trying to chase more value for their shilling, and that again eats into it. You are resolving to be part of a team that is now going to be enjoined to Zakayo, in quotes, so that you can be part of these tough decisions that have got to be made. The President of the Republic of Kenya has been making very tough decisions, extremely tough, because the status of the economy that was inherited by the Kenya Kwanza government was extremely difficult, and it remains difficult. So difficult decisions have got to be made to deal with debt, to deal with revenue, to deal with security, and so many other things. And what we are addressing here, and the resolve that we shall have in making sure that we can follow through on this, is going to be both bitter, sour, but ultimately sweet for the people of Kenya if we do it right, and we do it knowing that we have a target set collectively to improve the well-being of the country. It is for us to resolve to address this challenge of the huge wage bill. In simple terms, a bloated wage bill means more debt, it means more taxes. Because it has a priority call on the consolidated fund. So more wages, more debt. More wages, more tax. The President is always told, you are taxing. Messages come, listen to your people. Some of us here engage in that chorus, actually criticizing and even emphasizing that is overtaxing. What are you doing in your own center of authority to shed off the excess weight? That should be the fundamental question here. Previously, we have had retrenchment, we have had the golden handshakes in the past, all targeted at trying to address the issue of the wage bill. So if we have to get to where we are, we then have to figure out how do we leverage on technology as a critical intervention on addressing the wage bill? How does Parliament play its role? How do the county governments play their role? And how do we prioritize our overall programs in the economy so that we do not suck the energy out of the economy by a bloated wage bill?